welcome to Moon Magic, recording here from the Eye of Horus store. I am Thraicie Hockner.
Heather Roan Robbins, astrologer here at the Eye. And we're going to talk to you about the new moon today. We're doing a series here to talk about the astrology of the new and the full moons and the moon cycle, and to help you figure out ways that you might want to work with this in an intuitive and magical way. Now this is an interesting new moon. It's a new moon at the very last degree and the very last second of Aquarius. Within an hour, both the sun and the moon enter Pisces. So it's really on the edge. Be February 18th, and what time is it?
Oh, I believe that is 5:49 p.m. here in Minneapolis time zone.
By 6 o'clock, both the sun and the moon have gone into Pisces.
Very transitional time.
Very transitional time. Yeah. And it is about that sense of transition, about moving from, how do I dream? And this is at a key moment in history. And we're going to come back to what that transition means, but this is a key moment in our history this spring. February 18th, there's this new moon that transitions into the sun and moon in Pisces. On February 19th, Mars and Venus are still in Pisces, so it's a very lineup of intuitive and spiritual and magical Pisces for that one night right after the new moon. And then Mars enters Aries on the 19th, Venus enters Aries on the 20th. They move conjunct through Aries through the month. Then the sun will enter Aries at the end of that month, and as they go through Aries, they're conjuncting Uranus. It's a kick-butt springtime. It is action-oriented. It is, an action movie. So this is our last moment to really think about our vision for that action, to really dream that the action is our acting on our dreams, not just spacing out and then getting busy and reacting, but to really visioning and putting that vision into action.
I'm remembering an old saying, something about vision without action is just a dream. Action without a vision is a nightmare.
Ah, yes.
So
well
we want to make sure we get that straightened out before we roll into this.
Absolutely. And I think it's going to be a very politically active spring. So all intuitives, it's helpful to be careful what you're tuning into. Notice that you might be picking up on the global tension and the global excitement, because this is a time of change. But you will hear that call for change, because the lineup of Aries planets goes over Uranus, the planet of, the cosmic clutch. That's all about primordial chaos and transformation. So this is when we can make a lot of difference. We can make a lot happen in a good way. And a lot will happen. We hope it's a good way. So that's, again, that to learn how to shield your own intuition when you're feeling a little overloaded from the world, because we can only help when we're grounded and centered. So feeling that, knowing how to ground and center with that, and really letting your dreams speak to you. Imagine where you want those changes to go over the spring.
Mm-hmm. And for any sort of dream work, either lavender or mugwort, depending upon how deep you want to get with that. If we combine that with some myrrh, that helps take some of this stuff from the murky, murky depths of the subconscious, bring it out into manifest reality. So really getting in deep and not just letting the brain, letting the mind have its little playground business, but really grasping a vision, grasping a dream, something that you want to have happen, doing it on purpose. Mm-hmm. It's so easy for us to get into these cycles where we're fretting and worrying and all of this. The negative is so easy to latch onto and be overwhelmed by. Purposefully reach in there and grab some positive. Mm-hmm. Purposefully bring that forth and to make it clear. Amethyst and fluorite are two very good stones for that kind of work. Mm. Mm.
And there's going to be a lot around throat chakra this year, and particularly coming up in this time, because Venus and Mars, as they enter Aries, at the end of February, will be trining Saturn in Sagittarius. The Saturn's going to be in Sagittarius for the next few months. It backs up, retrogrades into Scorpio for the summer, and then spends the next 2 years in Sagittarius, starting in the fall. And Saturn in Sagittarius, the minute Saturn went into Sagittarius, we had the attack in Paris on free speech. We had all of the cartoonists assassinated for their political opinion. Now, it also brings up the question of responsibility for free speech. I've heard that the mayor of Paris has also decided to sue Fox News for slander.
Oh, dear.
Oops. But again, the question will come up because Saturn asks us to pay attention to responsibility. Sagittarius is about honesty. I always think of the Emperor Who Has No Clothes story, is the mythology with the kid that was just honest that the king was naked. And but there's always ramifications. The freedom to speak and dealing with the consequences of that speech and being responsible for what we say and responsible for our words. I think this is going to be a repeating theme this year, and as this charge of energy comes back up in the springtime after this new moon, that we need to be noticed both that we have every right to speak up and we have to take responsibility for what we say. That's politically, but that's also interpersonally, and in the power of magic. Your word makes magic happen. So really notice the consequences of the power of your speech.
Any of the blue stones will be good for this. Dumortierite or blue agate are very nice. Lapis brings us a lot of nobility in our speech. And ginger, I think, is my favorite herb for such things.
Remember, your word is your bond. And thank you.
Hope to join us again next time. See us anytime you like on eyeofhorus.biz.
Take care.